Commodore 64 gaming enthusiasts who are willing to go beyond the nostalgia that the machine offers are being spoilt with a multitude of new title releases for our beloved machine. The development team at Sputnik World continue this trend with their release of Panzer. Panzer aims to be an action strategy game set in a war combat zone, where you control a squad of 3 Panzers with the objective of defeating the enemy at 4 different base camps to complete the mission. Despite the game providing instructions, you will find that your initial experience with Panzer will be spent on trying to work out how to control your tanks. The implemented system menu is not intuitive. To move your tanks, you first need to be on a section of the map containing a tank, and then you select the tank move option. From there, you have to go down to the shield action, located 3 spots below, and then select the tank you wish to maneuver. When you reach an enemy base camp, you then have to go to the fire menu option to attack. What is not initially clear is that you do not have to repeatedly select fire. You only realise this once you let the game play out and you see your tank automatically shooting at your enemy. During the combat phase, you don't really have control of anything other than to let the action play out, which really does limit the strategy element of the game. You can't really try to bring in a second tank to engage in combat. Your only option in this case is to pull the first tank out and bring the second one in. The game instructions also mention that moving your tank to touch a flagpole of a defeated base will re-energise your tanks. Well, despite trying endlessly, I was only able to re-energise my tanks at one of the 4 bases. The menu options themselves are laid out in an illogical order. You would think that the tank move option would be followed by the section where you select the tank to move, but not with Panzer. As you can see, the fire and finish options are listed before the tank selection section. As you move your tanks from one enemy base to another, they will often hit randomly placed landmines that cannot be avoided, further sustaining tank energy loss. Defeat all 4 enemy bases and you have completed the game. There are no further game maps available, unfortunately. On a more positive note, I really like Panzer's graphics. They suit the game very well, and their background music does a very good job at setting the ambience of the combat war zone. There is nothing that I would change from a graphics or music perspective. I really wanted Panzer to be so much more. It has the potential to be an absorbing game if the team at Sputnik World is willing to invest a bit more time with its development. It's just that the gameplay needs to be expanded upon, not only with more game maps, but to also add more of a strategy element that makes the player feel like they have more control, and to make the menu control more intuitive. To the team at Sputnik World, you have a very good start of a game. I would love to see you polish it up a bit more, as I think you have something with the potential to be a great game.